How y'all doing? Boy, it feels great to be in Las Vegas right now. It's a long time coming, but I'm finally here. One of the things that got me to get here, and one of the things that got me binary qualified, and one of the things that helped me get Marie binary qualified, and one of the things that helped me surpass at least 1K. I mean, I got to 2K. I'm working on getting to 5K. Believe that. And also to surpass, what my belief system was freeing my mind up from distractions of the news. Oh my God. There was a guy by the name, I think his name was Robert Clark. I think that's his first name. I might be wrong, but I just know his last name was Clark. And he described a situation where he was playing a guy in tennis. Now, Clark, his name was Jerry Clark, that's what it is. Jerry Clark, who was a millionaire in network marketing. Not in my daily choice, but in some other endeavor, okay? The bottom line is he was playing a guy that was better than him in tennis, that was older than him. And the guy was beating his butt consistently. And he was like, well, how are you able to beat me, man? I mean, you're older than me. I'm younger than you. I'm in good shape, but you're beating me consistently in tennis. And the guy told him, he said, well, I just go on physical fast. I clean my body out. I move more smoothly than you do. You probably eat a lot of garbage and stuff. He said, yeah, I probably do. But I didn't make all these millions of dollars not to eat. I'm going to eat, okay? But let's play another game. So he plays another game. And guess what? He gets beaten again, this time worse than before. And now he says to the guy, tell me a little bit more about this physical fast you're on. What do you mean? Do you only drink water? And what? I mean, he gets into a whole gamut of things. Well, after he got involved with being on the physical fast, he played better. I don't know if he ever beat the guy, but he played much better. He felt better. He had more clarity in his mind. But then he thought to himself, we never really rest our mind. When we sleep, we dream. We never, unless we meditate, we don't get a chance to clear our mind of nonsense and garbage that we're inundated with, because a lot of us are watching the news. Negativity is all around us, and we're just sucking it in. So he came upon an idea. He said, you know what? I'm going to do a 30-day mental fast. Much like a computer is clogged with stuff, and sometimes you have to defrag a computer to get rid of that content. He decided he was going to defrag his mind. And these are the things he came up with in part that enabled him to do a 30-day mental fast. The first thing is, back in those times, newspapers were prevalent. They're not very prevalent now. People have to read, you have to search for a newspaper now. So he stopped reading in the newspaper. He just stopped. Then he looked at what was on TV. He said the news gives you negativity in 15-minute segments, just bite-sized pieces that keep you enthralled, keep you transfixed while they have a sponsor that they're catering to. So then you watch the commercial and you come right back to the negativity again. And that pattern repeats itself every time you watch the news. And like today, you have CNN, you got MSNBC, you got Fox, there's no shortage of news for you to basically become enthralled in and sucked in and have your mindset affected by it. So he thought, you know what, I'm just going to stop watching the news. And I know what many of you are saying. How can you stop watching the news? You will not be informed. Well, I got to tell you, there's a lot of stuff you don't need to be informed about because you can't control it at all. I came to that conclusion. I'll give you a good example. Let's say on the news, there's a woman that was murdered in Brooklyn, let's say. Now, you don't even live in Brooklyn. Maybe you live in Las Vegas. Maybe you live in California. Maybe you live in Chicago. Maybe you live in, New Jersey. How is you watching the news about a woman murdered in Brooklyn going to affect the family's life of the lost woman? How are you going to affect the life of the lost woman? You can't do anything about it. Sure, you know about it. Now what? Now you're scared. Now you're worried about where you live now. I might get murdered. Doesn't do anything for you. watching the political stuff that goes on and the bantering back and forth about this candidate and that candidate, it may make you more informed. But what are you going to do about it? You're going to vote for who you're going to vote for anyway, right? Maybe it gives you ammunition to talk negativity to somebody else. Maybe it gives you ammunition for you to be negative that'll take your mind off of your business. Maybe you find yourself more negative because of what you watch. So he decided to take himself away from the news. He wasn't going to watch any news. He wasn't going to listen to any news in his car radio. He wasn't going to read about any news. He wasn't going to have conversations about the news for 30 consecutive days. And after 30 days, if he wanted to go back to it, he could do it if he wanted to. There's no crime against watching the news. But he did that for 30 days. He also decided to use his car as a built-in university. He would listen to podcasts. He would listen to positive motivational content from like Bob Proctor or Les Brown or Jim Rohn or Tony Robbins or any other host of lists, or Eric Worre or Eric Thomas. He would listen to these people and it would do something to his mind. He became more positive. He became more productive. Because many of us are busy. We're busy doing nothing. We're busy with non-productive activities. You scrolling through Facebook and hitting like on something, it makes you feel good, makes the person that receives the like feel good. But in the scheme of things, honestly, truthfully, I've done the same thing. I'm nobody different. Truthfully, what did that do for you? It might have made you feel better for the moment. Did it put any money in your pocket? Did it detract from you earning money in some kind of capacity? So he stopped watching the news. I stopped watching the news. I didn't watch it at all. And I found that when I came back to watching it again, I didn't want to watch it anymore. It hit me like a boulder. The murders and the rapes and the killing and the nonsense and the political meandering and all that stuff, it was startlingly, it pissed me off. It was like, that's ugly. I don't want to watch that. I don't feel good after I watch it. So keep in mind, the news is geared to get you to watch it because they only talk about bad news. Very rarely is there any a positive segment on it. And when there is, you can count them on one hand, the positivity that you'll get from watching a news program. So he used his car as a built-in university to be better in his business. He might listen to for me, I listen to a segment of what Shannon Hamilton talks about. I listen to a segment of what Tammy Popa or Andre Popa or Aaron Parker or Kathy Parker. Excuse me. That's positive. That's not going to do anything for me but make me better and stronger. And he would exercise every day, some kind of capacity. If he did nothing but taking a walk, it would free his mind. At the end of the night, he would sit down and he would look at what he needed to do for the next day. He would look at what grand things he wanted to accomplish the next day. He would look at what he's grateful for. All that positive stuff. And do you know what happened to me when I didn't watch the news and get all that negative stuff for 30 days? It impacted me so greatly that it reduced my television watching time probably by 80%. Inherently, it just did. I'd have a big old TV on the wall and the TV would be off most of the day. Typically, we put the TV on because it gives us a sense of people being around. That's what we put it on. But it forced me to talk to more people. It forced me to become in touch with myself. It forced me to read more. I had time to read now. I had time to learn now. I had time to experience now. And my day, I had more time in my day for some reason. Because I wasn't watching the news all the time. I wasn't watching sitcoms that did nothing for me. Now, there's nothing wrong with sitcoms in the scheme of things, but truthfully speaking, when you watch a sitcom, what is it doing for you? I mean, really, what is it doing for you? Well, James, it gives me a source of pleasure when I watch it. Okay, after you watch the sitcom, after you watch the person that's probably making hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even millions of dollars, play a role on TV, for you, what has it done for you? I'll wait. That's right, it did nothing for you. You say, well, I got to have some kind of enjoyment, James. Well, you get your enjoyment from reading, from listening to podcasts, from viewing positive material on YouTube, from being around positive people, from structuring your day so it's productive so you're not doing busy work. You'd be surprised how productive you become when your face is not buried in the TV. I mean, I learned that even today. All right, now of course now I'm in Las Vegas. I just moved in. I don't have any furniture. I'm literally sitting on the floor right now, but I'm okay because I'm used to not having to watch the news. So I can have my iPad right here and I can watch something that I want to watch. Okay, not a problem. But I can choose not to scroll through Facebook. I can choose not to be on CNN. I haven't been on CNN in so long, or MSNBC or Fox. If North Korea showed up to my front door, and this is a true story, if I answered the door in my bare feet and opened the door and then North Korea was standing there on the other side of the door, my response would be, man, I didn't know y'all took over the country. Let me get my slippers. I guess y'all took over. I would be that surprised. You know, for me, that works. I don't miss the news at all. I feel better during the course of a day. I'm more positive during the course of a day. I noticed that the other day. I said, why do I feel so good? Why do I feel so positive? But why is this person so negative? It's because they inundate themselves with negative material. Think about it. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to think about it. I want you to take a deep breath and think about it. Hopefully this helps you break away from watching negative news.